Now you can create a simple empty HTML page, and you know what tags are. So let's review the tags that we have already seen and use, and later we'll see more tags that you could also use in developing your web application. So doc type, as you can remember, this tag is special. Unlike most tags, it has no closing tag or not even a backward slash at the end. So it is there to declare exactly what type of HTML the code will find in this file. And the HTML tag, so the HTML open and close tags wrap around nearly everything um, in your HTML file. So except the doctype tag. So this essentially contains all the HTML code in the file, which is generally everything. And the head tag, the head element is where you put your information that does not really appear in the body of the work. So for example, the title of the page, which typically appears on the window containing the page, is defined in the head section. The body section contains all the content of your page, essentially what the user sees. So this could be the text, pictures, links, videos, tables, and so on. So there can be only one body element in a document. And then the H1 tag. So there is a whole collection of H tags. So not only H1 but H2, H3, all the way up to H6. Let's see the output of this code in CodePen. So as you can see here, the H1 tag makes uh, the font size of the text larger. So you can use H1 tag for the title of the document. And H2 tags, so is usually a bit smaller than H1, and H3 tags is even smaller than H2 tags, and so down up to H6. So you can imagine that H6 will make the text really small. So this is the output for that part, this part here. Okay, so when using these tags, try not to skip levels of headers when nesting them. So headings are really useful for some assistive technology users, and missing levels can be confusing. And then there's the P tag. So P is for paragraph, which is the tag you may use to arrange much of your text information. So again, let's see the output of this code here in CodePen. So here you can notice that the text drop around the P tag is inserted to a new paragraph. So the P tag, the P element creates a new line. There are a lot more tags, but we will just cover a few more for now. So mostly because they are very easy to use, straightforward to use, and you can see the effect in your web page when you use them. The Q tag is for quotes. So this tag has no relationship to the somewhat confusing single or double quote characters. Rather, it's used when you want to quote a person or written work in your web page. And then the block quotes. So if you want to quote a larger passage, you may want to use the block code, so which will typically set the quoted text apart from the surrounding text and indent it to make clear that it is quoted text. So this is an example of a quote by Benjamin Franklin. And the next tag is UL and OL. So these two tags are used to indicate a list of things. So the only difference is that the OL tag is an ordered list, meaning that the elements are in a particular order, and it might be a good idea to number them. The U in UL stands for unordered and is used for a list where the order doesn't really matter. So it is usually rendered as a bulleted list or some other structure without numbers. So this is an example of that. And LI, the LI element is a list item, or one item in the list. So as you might expect, this element only really makes sense if it is nested inside a list. If it is inside the UL or OL tags. So each LI element would typically be preceded by a number or bullet or something similar. So in this example, the list here would look like this. So this is here the output is using bullets. So the lists are in bulleted form because we use UL here. Remember that U and UL tags are used for unordered list. So if we use OL here, then the result here will not be bulleted but with numbers in them. So another tag is HR tag. So it stands for horizontal line and is used to insert a horizontal line across the width of the text or a thematic break in an HTML page to divide or separate document sections. So the HR tag is an empty tag and does not require an end tag. The BR tag, so this tag signifies a line break. So it helps break the white space rule, where spaces and carriage returns are generally treated the same. So the BR tag is treated as a required carriage return. Because it's an empty tag, there's no need for a close tag. So meaning to say, you don't need to write if you try to add a closing tag after the BR, the opening this tag, it will likely be interpreted as an additional break. And then lastly, the pre tag. So pre stands for pre-formatted text, meaning that the text is to be presented exactly as written in the HTML file. So it preserves all text formatting characters and most typically implies a monospace font, just like this one.